Welcome back. You're watching News Center with me, Ashmit Kumar. Now, animal rights activists are protesting across the country after the Supreme Court ordered the removal of stray dogs from public spaces. Earlier this month, the country's top court directed local authorities to immediately remove stray dogs from premises of public institutions and relocate them to shelters. This includes schools, hospitals, sports complexes, bus stands, railway stations, among others. The court ruled that the dogs must be sterilized and vaccinated before shifting them to shelters. Noted animal rights activist and former Union Minister Nanita Gandhi has termed the order inhumane, anti-science and anti-law. And joining me now to discuss the court order, its impact, its implications, is with us Nanita Sharma, advocate on record at the Supreme Court, and also with us Senior Advocate Mr. Vaibhav Gaggar. Thank you so much for joining us, both of our panelists. Mr. Gaggar, let me come to you first. We've had this conversation a number of times in the past as well about your love for dogs. Just give us, from your perspective, this latest order. We've seen some back and forth from the apex court. First, the court said, remove all the dogs altogether en masse. Then the court said, no, wait, put a lid on that for now. Now the court has issued fresh orders that public spaces need to be cleared. Does this cause confusion in the minds of how to go about implementing such an order?
Thanks for having me, Ashmit. So this order, let me look at it from two perspectives. One, as a pure human being, as a citizen of this country. And two, as a lawyer, a student of law, a loyalist of the institution. As a human being, when one looks at it, it actually causes a huge sense of sadness. You know, how can there be an order which is effectively saying that you remove all these dogs? In India, roughly, there are estimates that there are about 5 crore stray dogs in India, right? So what are we really saying? Pick them up and put them in non-existing shelters and pick them up from these institutions currently, which could very well then move on to the next leg as well. As a dog lover, as you introduced me, and I've dealt with stray dogs. I have Indies at home. It's something which belies logic. But as a lawyer as well, it's a bit worrying. And I know I've got to be cautious about this, but effectively, the entire judgment has proceeded on newspaper and media reports without hearing all the parties or the voice of the activists at all. And I wouldn't even call them activists. I'm not an activist at all. But as a dog lover, as an animal lover, as someone who's very concerned about them as well as, the problems created in society because of them not being taken care of properly. But what are we really driving towards? And to me, that is the cause of confusion. It's not just that the previous judgment said remove them all. Now it has kind of been tempered down to an extent only to say first remove them from all public institutions, stations, colleges, etc. Let me give you a very simple example. After this order came out, my university, one very senior professor of my university called and said, Vaibhav, what are we going to do about this? Because we've got strays in our institution as well who are loved by all students, loved by all professors. We take care of them as if they're part of this institution over the years, over decades. And actually, there is no legal remedy because you're before a three-bench of the Honorable Supreme Court. What do? You've got to be heard and you've got to try. So I think it's something I'm hoping that the Honorable Judges ponder over because these are sweeping directions which are unimplementable as well. And the hammer of law on such an issue against these voiceless, helpless animals, it's a cause of serious concern, to say the very least.
Right, Mr. Gaggar. Let's go across to Ms. Nanita Sharma as well, who's joining us, advocate on record. Ms. Sharma, give us a sense that since this order was passed, which was back in November 7th, what has been the condition that you've noticed of these stray dogs that are being rounded up? On record, the Delhi government had said that we don't have a dedicated shelter for dogs. So if you're talking about stray dogs being picked up, let's say, for example, from New Delhi railway stations, where are they being taken? What has the Supreme Court order done in terms of its impact?
See, basically, they have, thank you very much for inviting me on the show, first of all. Secondly, they have basically, this Honorable Supreme Court has reviewed their own order of 22/8/2025 and have brought back the order dated 11/8/2025, which was actually a blanket order of sending all the strays, all the community dogs to shelter houses. First of all, we hardly have any shelter houses. Whatever shelter houses we have, they're in pathetic conditions. There are no basic facilities given to the dogs, of basic amenities actually, of food and water. So they are in such a bad condition that it is absolutely an impractical order, where it is nothing short of culling the dogs basically. So now what I would like to say is that when the law is already in place, the ABC rules are in place, the order of relocation is absolutely illegal. It is the Honorable Supreme Court I'm talking about. That, of course, is there. But the Honorable Supreme Court could not have
Let me
passed
come back
such
to
an
you,
order.
Ms. Sharma. Let me come back to you, Ms. Sharma. You yourself are saying that, look, the ABC rules are in place. The Supreme Court is not following the rule book itself. What are the options? What are the remedies that you're left with at this point? It's the highest court of the country saying round up all the stray dogs. What can be done from here, from this point on?
We are trying to file an application for modification of the order, because the order is absolutely absurd. They cannot rely upon news reports. There are catena of judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court itself that unverified news reports cannot be relied upon by any of the courts. And this is what they have done, basically. So now what I would like to say is that the order says, it states that implementation of the ABC rules has not been effective. It is vice versa. There has been no implementation of the rules. I have been struggling since 2016. I have been filing RTIs. I have moved the Honorable High Court in a writ petition saying that are the dogs being community animals being sterilized, neutered? Are they being vaccinated? Where is the accountability?
Right, Ms. Sharma, that's a very pertinent point that you're raising. We're running out of time. Mr. Gaggar, I'll come to you for a quick closing comment. That's one interesting point that Ms. Sharma had raised, that the ABC rules for the longest time have placed this responsibility on the shoulders of the municipal authorities here in different cities of our country. Is that a question that the Apex Court should be asking, that, look, if there is an issue with the stray dog population growing, perhaps some amount of that burden should rest on the shoulders of municipal authorities? That question, I was watching the hearing, was simply not present as a part of the deliberations that we saw before the Apex Court.
Sorry, Ashwin, is that for me or Ms. Sharma?
Yes, Mr. Gaggar, that question is posed to you.
Ashwin, absolutely. Here, unfortunately, and I reiterate, it's the voiceless, helpless dogs and cattle who are now actually the culprits. Their only offense is that they have landed up in this country on the roads, and every system that has been put into place to help remedy the situation has not been followed. The apathy of the government agencies has brought about the situation where these four-leggeds are the ones who are going to suffer the most. I heard Ms. Sharma say that it's almost like culling. I'm saying they might as well then go ahead and order that. I mean, what are we saying? Are they going to survive? Are we going to have 5 crore dogs in pounds and they're territorial in nature? What are we creating here? And basis newspaper reports, unverified, not even an opportunity given to the other side to present their views.
But speaking of the other side, Mr. Gaggar, I'll come to you for a quick closing comment, Mr. Gaggar, if you can still hear us.
Yes.
That this is a situation from a safety standpoint that is being raised by a number of people as a part of RWAs, as a part of housing societies, that, look, there is, in fact, an issue with the explosion of stray dog population, and that, to them, to senior citizens, to children, does cause a safety hazard. How then do we address
Absolutely, Ashmit, and therefore the answer lies in the ABC rules. Neutering them is one very, very strong way forward. It also brings down, it's not just about reproduction, it brings down the aggressiveness of the dogs as well. If they're well kept, they're well fed, they're not targeted by human beings. Very often, dogs will turn around and become vicious when they are targeted, beaten up. There are enough and more media reports and videos out there of dogs being actually hit, really badly, tortured over there, tongues being pulled out, eyes being, and then we say that these are the ferocious dogs. There has to be a balance. I'm not saying that they're not all, it's all kosher, but the systems can be implemented. It cannot be that you go kill all of these dogs.
Right, Mr. Gaggar. Right, Mr. Gaggar, a difficult situation that 5 crore stray dog population, stray dogs find themselves in. Is there an answer to that? Well, advocates such as Nanita Sharma are saying they will knock on the doors of the Apex Court once again, searching for some answers, hoping for some relief. But that's, of course, a question that the Apex Court needs to deal with. For now, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. More news and updates will continue right here on CNBC TV 18.